Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of Around the House with Ernest, and for today's project I'm going to be taking a closer look at the cargo cover for my 2017 Subaru Outback. At the present time the issue is that it will not extend from the retracted position. Something is blocking it from pulling all the way out to cover the cargo area. So I'm going to see if I can find out what the problem is. I'm thinking that inside this mechanism that houses everything, that something must be binding, or even the tension rod that the cover wounds up on when you pull it out and retract it might be binding, or something inside is stopping it from working. So I took it out of the car and brought it inside and put it on a small table so I can examine it more closely. And I'm trying to see if there's any way that I can open it up and perhaps look inside that silver housing. As you can see, when I try to pull it out, it doesn't do anything. So I was a little bit reluctant to take it apart, especially since I didn't see any screws anywhere, but I did find about 3 screws inside these rubber end caps on each end of this silver housing. But still, I'm a little bit reluctant to mess with those, because if I take it loose, parts and springs and no telling what else, this might fly out all over the room. So I grabbed my trusty flashlight and decided to look inside the crevices, or the space between the cover and the housing, and I found a piece of what looks like felt that looks like it's lodged inside there, and that could be what's blocking it from fully extending. So I grabbed a pair of needle nose pliers, because it's very, very tight spacing, and started to see if I can get a good grip on this little piece of felt material that seems to be lodged in there really, really, really tight. Uh, each time I think I have a good grip on it, the pliers would slip off the end. So I decided to pull each end a little at a time until I could work it loose enough to at least try to start to pull it out. So I would pull on one end a little, trying to get a good grip on it, and then I would go to the other end and pull on it some. I would also try to grab this piece of felt in the middle and pull. As I said earlier, the adhesive on the back end of it is really, really strong, and which means it's lodged in there really tight. But as I start to make a little progress from working it back and forth from end to end, and finally I was able to get a good grip on it with the pliers and pulled it all the way out. And that's what I found. It was really sticky, as you can see from my fingers there. So I put the pliers away, gave it a tug, and out it comes. So that was the problem. That felt inside was stuck to the tension rod and the cover itself and preventing it from coming apart. So I took it back outside, put it in the car, gave it a tug, and it worked as it is supposed to. Real smooth. And if you look real closely, right in the middle of that cover, you can see a little rectangular area where that piece of felt was stuck on. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of that was, coming from the factory, but that was the problem. Please subscribe and look for more videos from Around the House with Ernest.